So, good morning, everybody. We see a lot of you have logged on already. Some are still joining. So, good morning and welcome to this webinar of Criaterra Earth Technologies. My name is Rick. My colleague's name is Marlene. And we are excited to invite you on this journey, which started in India, then came to Israel, and finally made its way to Europe. We are very excited to introduce to you this first circular and 100% biodegradable product named Criaterra. I need to add, because we have some international guests watching and some international speakers, we do this webinar only in English. But if you have any questions, you can ask them in the chat in Dutch, and we can answer them in Dutch, of course. I would like to give the word to my colleague Marlene, who will give you the agenda of today. Welcome again, Marlene.
Yeah, thank you, Rick. And it's really wonderful to see you all here. We are really excited today because this is our first webinar and it's already well received. The agenda of today. It should all working, yeah. Okay, today you received a real small introduction of Comet. We are an agent in Holland mainly focused on ceramic tiles. Today we want to introduce you to Adital Ela. She is the founder and CEO of Criaterra. And after that, we would like to be more specific about the current possibilities, because Criaterra has created an introduction collection, this limited edition range I would like to show to you. After that, Adital will share a little bit more about the installation of those beautiful circular tiles. Then we would like to share a video with you, and afterwards we do our conclusion, and we highly recommend you to ask your questions via the chat, and we are available for that, and we are happy to hear your questions, any comments you have, and yeah, we would like to welcome you on this journey. And Adital, I would like to ask you for your introduction.
Okay, with pleasure. Good morning, everybody, from wherever you joined us. It's great to be with you this morning. I'm based in Hulon in Israel. This is where our production facility is based at the moment. And I would like to take you back to a journey of 20 years of how Criaterra came to where it is today. And with that, invite you to join our journey. So let us begin. Okay. Okay, there it is. Thank you. So yes, Criaterra started its journey towards creating, as Rick mentioned, a fully circular, fully natural, fully recyclable tile. And this started at the late 90s. At that point, I was a young design student, and exploring the different possibilities. As some of you may recall, the word sustainability hardly even existed, let alone sustainable design. But yet I was a frustrated student. I thought that the topics they are talking about are just too alienated from nature. And the whole agenda that was very big at the moment of heat beat treat was something I really felt very uncomfortable with. So I decided to embark on a journey of asking how we can learn from the ancient cultures, how we can learn from the traditional technologies to address sustainable design in a deeper way. And this brought me in my journey to India, where I was looking into different clues about how I may learn from ancient technologies to address my work in a different way. And one of the first clues that I found was this clay chai cup, which is used to be very, very prevalent in India those days, and now it's actually coming back with the environmental movement. And what's so important and special about this cup is the fact that the local people drink from this cup and throw it to the ground. And as it connects the ground, it becomes earth immediately again. And I was fascinated with this concept of creating products that are very well serving the service life, the use that we need, but at the end of their life, they can immediately go back to the biosphere, what we call now circular economy, but in those days did not have a word. And the reason this is possible is that what traditionally is done in India is clay is collected from the edge of the village, is created into cups in a manual way, as you can see, and then it is dried in the sun. And the fact it is dried in the sun allows it to become a cup that can have a short service life of disposable cup to drink tea, but it doesn't go through a chemical change as you would in a kiln. And in that way, it could immediately go back to become earth again. And that's, as we all understand, very, very different from the way ceramics are made today, which are fired in 1400 degrees, a little bit less, a little bit more, depending on the technology. But this creates a chemical reaction within the clay and creates a reality in which we can find clay in the ground thousands and thousands of years later. These are 30,000 years old pieces of clay, which are great in order to understand the history and tradition. But when we talk about what is a planet we are designing for future generations, this is definitely a problem. And this is actually, to my understanding, the real problem of the building industry today, which is based on extracting minerals, incinerating them in very high degrees, and then creating a situation where the building industry is in charge of 1/3 of all waste that is made on the planet. And all of us, architects, designers, people that work with tiles and so on, we are all part of this industry. And this is actually an invitation to rethink this idea of incineration as something that is basic in our production, and asking whether we can have a different approach, whether we could immediately eliminate this idea of incinerating and creating all the pollution and investing all the energy in this process, and still receive beautiful products that can serve us for a long time. So what is really the difference in a nutshell between the old technologies and the Criaterra technology? As I mentioned, incineration, third of the waste, huge amounts of energy, huge amount of pollution, that's the old way. It's Criaterra. We are creating a composite material that is also based on natural minerals together with natural fibers. And in its production process, we never go beyond the boiling point of water. So this allows us, on the one hand, of course, to save huge amounts of energy. Up to 90% of the energy is saved compared to ceramics. Huge amounts of pollution, up to 97% of the extracted CO2. And in addition to that, and even more important, we do not create the chemical reaction that is created in concrete and ceramics and in other materials. And in that way, this is a reversible process. So at the end of the life, at the end of our production process here in Israel, a product can go out and go in the line again and recreated into a new product. And this is really the key towards circular economy and towards keeping the economic value and the environmental value of the natural resources forever and ever, and for many, many generations ahead. So this journey, as you can understand, was not a short one. It started slowly with asking, so what is really the difference between that tradition that was in India, the tradition of building with earth that was all around the world. Even my grandmother this picture I discovered through this project that lived in an earth house and actually had the knowledge of working and plastering with earth in her hands. So what was really my role as a designer at the beginning of this century? What I understood is that the key is applying contemporary science, contemporary technology onto traditional knowledge in order to merge them together towards effective solutions for our times. And in the beginning, the journey was with my 10 fingers. From day to night, I created different samples, different material compositions, different production processes, created thousands and thousands of samples that were all tested in laboratories in order to analyze their properties, analyze the strength that can be achieved, until slowly and gradually we managed to arrive to the bending strength of concrete, which was our goal. Another journey was to ask where can the materials come from? We didn't want to create another technology that is extracting unique materials from the ground and eliminating them. So we try to ask, how can we be based as much as possible on leftovers of other industries? So we researched the leftovers of the concrete industry and the asphalt industry. We researched how we can cross geological maps together with the great infrastructure work and analyze what materials can be used in a way that is available without eliminating natural resources. So the whole process was in the beginning, you can see on the side samples of earth from all around the country, and this is what really created the first Criaterra collection. All along, very intensive lab testing in order to make sure that we can meet the properties. And the first collection was made to represent the earth that can be sourced here in the different parts of the country. And in the process, we did a variety of products, but in the end decided to start with the wall tiles. So as you can see in this comparison, the Criaterra technology is a very good competitor with the properties of concrete and ceramics. It has similar bending strengths to concrete. It has very, very strong impact resistance. So if I drop a tile on the floor, it will not break into pieces like a ceramic tile would. It has very good thermal properties, up to 6 times better than cement, concrete. And it has very, very low embedded energy. So after all this research, we were ready to create our first commercial collection. We created a production line, as I mentioned, here in Israel. We are producing at the moment in a boutique scale, but we already have a lot of very impressive installations here in Israel, and we're very much looking forward to collaborating with Comet towards entering the European market. We are producing our tiles at the moment in 2 collections. The first collection is the Hex collection that you can see here on my back. It is made from one shape, one rectangular, one hexagon shape, irregular hexagon, and it can cover walls with that one shape alone. The intention of the design was to reflect how natural earth is bending when it dries. So really representing the fact that this is a living clay which is inside, and the living aspect of the product. So these are some examples of installations that we already made with this collection, with different lobbies, different restaurants, different office buildings. This is in Nobel Energy. As you can see, you can also, in this collection, you can cover a full wall, but you can also create a certain more experimental pattern and leave kind of raw edges in the end. The second collection is the quad collection. The quad collection is flat tiles made of 8 different shapes. Together with these shapes, you can really create endless patterns on the wall. So every work is very, very unique. So in this lobby, you can see a combination of 3 shades and 8 shapes. And as you can see, you can create very, very different environments, very different atmospheres based on this collection. So it can be more experimental, more geometric, also, of course, very, very calm. When it comes to mechanical properties, we have properties that were all tested according to the common ceramic standards, with, of course, fire resistance, very good thermal conductivity, a slight support in the acoustic environment, and of course water resistance and scratch resistance that are all according to the standards. So yes, the Criaterra collection, as I mentioned, was created first and foremost in order to show that products can also be part of the living system, can also be part of the living biosphere, where we can, like the people in India, we can take the resources from the ground with technology, with industry, create them to be suitable for as long a service life that is needed, but in the end, they can go back to being part of the biosphere and can be deposited again in the next building and then the next building, with a simple way of reversing the technology. Because in the end, as we all will come and go, our products should be as circular as any other living organism on the planet. So thank you.
Thank you, Adital, for this beautiful presentation. And I would like to add that we have seen some projects in Israel, and I have visited together with Adital those projects, and those what we are trying to achieve already for a long time in the ceramic industry is the natural look of tiles, and the natural look of tiles that we try to copy with tiles is basically natural in the Criaterra tile. So I was amazed by the natural look that they have. So Marleen, can you inform us about the collection that we are introducing to the European market?
Yes, of course. Yeah, as you have seen, some projects Adital showed. We had to decide, and yeah, we have decided to start with a limited edition range. This is a small collection which we will try to start on the European market with. This collection exists out of 4 colors. As you can see on the screen, we have 4 natural pigments, the mica, basalt, amber, and ruby. And these are the first, the colors of our first collection. This first collection will come in various shapes. As you can see here on the screen, we have the famous Hex collection, as you also see on the back of Adital. And next to the hex, we have decided to pick a few items of the quad collections in the first introduction range. So there's a square, there's some geometrical designs which can be combined together. I will show you later in an example project. So this is the introduction range, and with this range we are now able to start our first projects here in Europe. So therefore, we are really hoping to that you all take the journey with us and create those natural environments as we have seen in Israel. For the example, this is one example project in Israel. This is made in a restaurant. It is not made out of the blends that we currently offer in the introduction range, but it gives you an idea about what the Criaterra wall tiles can do at this moment.
And can I add something to this? This is a project in a restaurant in Israel, and one of the most difficult things in creating projects in restaurants, hotels, etc., is the acoustic value of that restaurant. So they try a lot of things to create a good acoustic value, and these Criaterra tiles have a good acoustic absorption, so they are very, very suitable for restaurants and helps you create a very good acoustic environment in a restaurant.
Thank you, Rick. That's really a very benefit of the tiles. One other option with the current introduction range, we can also create those environments that you see here. It's also a project done in Israel. Now it's just wonderful to see this design. But what is questioning me, Adital, how is this been doing in the installation? Can you tell something more about that?
Yes, indeed, with pleasure. So first of all, we designed the product in order to fit with the standard ways of installing tiles today. So the adhesive that we used is the greenest possible available on the market that fits the current standard, and you can definitely use available glues on the market. When it comes to the Hex collection, we supply the base line as cut pieces, and with that, in that way, it's very easy for any installer to understand the right modeling and the right way to place the line, and the wall goes up from that quite easily. It's easy to cut the tiles with a standard diamond-based blade, and it can be cut on site in the same standard tools. And this is how it is made. Of course, gluing the side of the tile, gluing the wall, and then putting them together. And here you can see a video that, oops, sorry. A video that, no, sorry. Let me see if it works in a moment. A video that shows the actual process of building the wall in as an example. As you can see, it's very similar to any other tile collection. The second collection is the quad collection, and that as a flat tile, it's of course even easier. We don't have the challenge of the angles that shapes need to work with. Marlena, can you try to go one forward? Yeah, there it is. The tiles are placed in a similar way. With the quad collection, our recommendation is for decorative surroundings using a 2 millimeter space without additional grout, because we think that the depth of the shading that is created and the ability to really experience the three-dimensional effect of the tile is very important. But of course, in areas where it is needed, it is possible to apply standard acrylic grout. All the rest is rather common. It's recommended to clean the tiles with, again, the most natural, the most sustainable cleaning materials that are available, and you can enjoy the tiles for a very long time in that way.
Okay, thank you, Adital. Is there anything you would like to add about the grout?
Now that there is Adital told already, so as this first introduction product is a decorative wall tile, it doesn't need to be grouted, but it can be grouted, and for future products normal grout can be applied, so it can be treated as a normal ceramic tile, although it isn't.
Okay, that's clear. Yeah, before I move on, I just want to take the next step to share a small video with you. After that video, please feel free if there is any questions we try to answer. So I will show the video and let us know what questions you've left, and we will try to dive deeper in that.
Hello, I'm Untitled Ela. I am the founder and CEO of Criaterra. I am an industrial designer and have been active in the field of sustainability innovation for over 20 years. At Criaterra, we are dedicated to offering beautiful, high-quality products that are completely natural and are truly circular economy products. They have the smallest environmental footprint possible, only a fraction compared to ceramics or concrete. How do we do this? By changing from the core the way we make constructive materials, completely eliminating the most polluting processes. Instead of burning minerals in extremely high temperatures of over 1,000 degrees, our production process never goes beyond the boiling point of water. I'm happy to introduce Criaterra's tile collection, a unique synergy between natural materials and an innovative biophilic technology. These tiles are made out of 100% natural ingredients that are not chemically altered in our production process, leaving the most natural feel possible. Our products comply with the highest regulatory and green building standards and meet the requirements for green accreditation. They are zero VOC and support thermal and acoustic comfort. The Criaterra collection was designed for you to create unique and organic interior experiences. Tiles that Mother Nature could have made herself, fabricated with a human touch.
So thank you for joining us on this webinar. There is now a little time to answer some questions, and we picked a very good question. One of the questions we've got through chat is, which glue is used? The glues used are mostly chemical, and that's right. The gluing industry is a little bit behind on us, and the glues used are still chemical, although we recommend to use the most green energy, and we are in conversation with the gluing industry. A normal glue, we must use normal glue to apply the tiles, but the benefit of Criaterra tiles is that they can be taken off the wall again and give back to the earth. But as I said, we are in touch with the industry that makes the adhesives. We recommend the most green adhesive now, But unfortunately, there are there is no circular glue available on the market yet.
And Anita, is there anything you would like to add regarding the question? Which glue?
Yeah, I mean, it's the right standard for the glue that needs to be sourced is C2TES1 or 2. That's quite common in the market. Here in Israel, we did find the most, let's say, the least harming glues that we could find, and that's what we recommend. And yes, I agree. Together, we need to inspire the gluing industry to find better solutions. Hopefully, with time, we would lead the way for an entire circular building industry, but we have some collaboration to do going there.
Yeah. We've got another question, and that is, are there already samples available? Yes, there are samples available. You can contact us in Holland for some samples. We are happy to send them. As you can see here, we have some sample books available, sample boxes available, and we have loose samples available. So if you would like to receive some samples, we're happy to send them to you.
Okay, there's a second question from Mr. Jan. I will just read it. How far are you with the test results and certificates from the Dutch Test Institute?
Yes, we are working, with the TCKI, and they are sending us the results this week, and then we're happy to share with whoever is interested with their findings. Of course, everything was tested also here with the Standard Institute. All testing is done outside with recognized laboratories.
Yeah. So TCKI is the Dutch laboratory who tests all the ceramic tiles and composites. And as we said, the first introduction to the market is a decorative wall tile. That's the first introduction. But we are already working on the second and third step in the market, and those tiles are being tested now in the Dutch Institute. And we are introducing the second phase of this journey soon.
Yeah. Okay, I just see a question from Jan, other Jan, about sending samples. Of course, Jan, we would love to send and get in touch with you. Martijn, thank you for your chats. You are asking a question. Will you have inventory? Will transport be done over land or sea? I think at this moment.
First, we are producing right now in Israel, but plans are being made to produce very soon in Europe. We are in contact already with transporters to have a fully circular, that means with electric vehicles, transport from the factory to the building site. For the first introduction, this introductory range will be transported by sea.
I also see another question about what about the standard sizes, 30 by 60, which is used a lot in projects. And he's asking when would that be possible, the 30 by 60?
Yeah, that would be phase 2. So phase 1 is the first introduction tiles, and phase 2 we will start to introduce more sizes, and that would be the European production. So we are working on the plans for that already, and more information is coming quite soon, I think.
Another question from Eddie. Besides the use in hotels, can the tiles be used in wet areas or wellness?
Yeah, so I can answer that question as well. So for this first range, like said earlier, it's a decorative wall tile. But in phase 2 and phase 3, yes, indeed, we can use the tiles in wet areas and or wellness. Thank you, Eddie.
So this will be on our roadmap, but we will share more information on a later stage.
And we have a more general question for Martijn. Is there an idea on retail pricing? Yes, there is. You can contact us. We have a price list available if you want.
Yes. Is there any other questions left? Just feel free to contact us, and we are happy to get in touch with you. I've written down our general email address. Also, our phone is on the screen. So please get in touch, and if there's any possible projects, we would love to get in touch with you. I would like to ask for some final remarks from Adital. Is there anything you still would want to share?
Well, yeah, just to thank you all for attending. We are very excited with this, the start of this journey with Comet and entering the European market. And as Rick mentioned, looking into getting the tiles closer to you and also made from locally available materials in order to be as circular as possible. And we are definitely creating circularity as a reality within the building industry and within our projects. And I believe that would be a beautiful addition to your projects, but also a very, very deep value addition as well. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Adital, for your beautiful presentation, and thank you all for watching. We are here ready for you for any questions.
Yeah, and we hope you enjoyed, and you really learned something about this product, and we hope to get in touch, and we will share more in the future to you.